So this is Mona Lisa Perez. You've been who are what brought you here? Well, hi, I'm Mona Lisa. Wow, that's a really loaded question. When it's like, who are you? I always shy away when it comes to when people ask me who I am. I think because I don't like putting a title on who I am.
Right.
So here's a couple things. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a friend, I'm a daughter.
Yes.
I'm a creative. I love to create, and I feel when I'm creating in any type of form, that's when I feel like I have purpose.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm a creative.
I love that.
Yeah.
When you say you're creative, what comes to mind first? Like, I know you're really big on the beauty and fashion community. Are those like your two?
Yeah. I think when it comes to creating, for me, it's creating with a purpose.
Yeah.
And that can be a wide range of things, like I, kind of stated, whether that's through fashion, through beauty, or even through motherhood. And so, I don't know. I think for me, it's just, I like to create whatever. For me, it's creating through my pain, honestly, and putting it to purpose. And so, but fashion and beauty is definitely a big avenue for me. It's kind of like an escape. I've always said about fashion, it's an escape for, if I'm feeling crappy, I can put on a good outfit and it's like,
Yeah,
it's a different person.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
always mention that in your podcast,
yeah.
and that is something that I took and I just ran with it. I'm like, even though I don't want to get up today, I am gonna get up today, and I'm gonna show people why.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And so so for different moods, like when I'm writing, I'll put on some type of outfit that makes me feel like a writer.
Yes.
And I really get in tune with that energy. And so I think that's what I don't know, I think that's what fashion is to me, and why I love fashion so much. And then beauty. I love beauty. Like, who doesn't like beauty? And beauty, again, can mean a wide range of different things to people. And to me, it's beauty is anything that you make beauty through, Whether that's your pain, your art, your makeup.
How has motherhood been treating you? You have 3 kids. What's your son's name?
Raiden.
Okay. I almost said Riker, and I was like, that is not his name. And 7?
Yeah.
I love her name.
And the 7 Rose. She's the baby of the house, and it definitely shows with her.
Yes.
Motherhood, that's kind of where I'm putting all of my energy towards right now, just with how life is. Life has not been fun at all. It's been a very big dark cloud, I guess you could say, right now with life. And so I'm really just putting all of that energy into motherhood and being a devoted mom, and kind of taking a step back from my career. Because if I am being honest, I have put my career first a lot.
Respectfully.
And so right now I'm just putting my energy into my babies. They need me. We are going through a very hard time right now, just with my husband missing, and trying to navigate that and trying to wait for answers. And so through that, it's not only my emotions that I'm handling, it's 3 kids, and my 2 older ones, they understand. I have
That's good.
Aaliyah, she's 10, she'll be 11 in March, and then Raiden, he's 7, and then 7.
I love that.
And then 7, she'll be 1 March 1st. So
Wow.
I'm in survival mode right now, I guess you could say.
Really quick. It's just now clicking in my head, but You and Tyler have been together 7 years.
Yeah.
Was that your inspiration for Seven's name?
No,
Was
it's
that
way
just-
deeper than that.
Okay. What's the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so me and Ty, so we had a miscarriage, I want to say probably like 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And so after that miscarriage, we were kind of on the verge of like, we don't know if we want to have a child. Yeah, and then about 2 years ago, after the fashion show, around that time, me and him were both like, oh, we want to have, I think we want to, start trying. And for a year, we were not, like, it was not working at all. So it was a big disappointment because with my other two, it was easy. I just got pregnant right away. And I wasn't even trying.
Yeah,
But when we try, what the heck, no.
That seems to always happen.
I
feel
know.
Like
So
you always hear it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened with Seven eventually. Like when we stopped trying, boom. But
That's
anyway,
good.
yeah. And so when we were trying, Ty, his office is downstairs in our basement, and one day I go downstairs and he's an artist, he's a creative, and so he was down there creating and all of that, and he turned to me and he was like, God told me when we have our baby, her or he, their name is going to be Seven. And I was like, really?
Wow.
He's like, yeah. And so my birthday's in July, which is the 7th month.
Yeah.
Tyler's birthday is the 7th, and then or October 7th, and then we had her the 7th year, going into the 7th year of, and it's deeper than that too. It's really, it goes deep, but then her middle name Rose. God told me that. I was in the car and we were just driving, and I heard God say Rose, and I was like, wait. I was like, 7 Rose, and I turned. I was like, 7 Rose. That's her name. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, so kind of swinging back to the whole beauty and fashion community, what originally inspired you to step into it?
Ooh. So I've always been into fashion. Ever since I was a young girl, but I think every girl is into fashion. Maybe not, maybe I'm not, I don't know. I feel like
in a way,
maybe I'm just like guessing. But I was really into fashion growing up, and I always wanted to start a boutique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like what kind of boutique?
Just like a women's boutique.
Okay.
And I wanted that boutique to be like really girly. I was gonna name it La MONALISA.
Oh,
no, it was so ugly. Like, it's so cringy when I always say, I'm like, ew, what? But yeah.
I like that.
That was the name I had. But yeah, I've always been into fashion and like accessories and all of that. I don't know, years ago, like when drop shipping was like really, really big. I don't know if you've heard of drop shipping.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like get your products, and
then you just
on the internet. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I was 18, I think, at the time, and I was like building my own like jewelry website and all of that. So I've always been in, had that mindset.
I love that.
But yeah, with fashion, I've always been into fashion, and I think, like I said, I think it's just an escape for me and to express myself. Growing up, that's how I expressed who I was. And but yeah, with the boutique. Anyway, sorry. Okay,
You're
with
good.
the boutique, I'm all over the place. But when me and Ty started dating, he actually had his own brand, Wake.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. I was actually his first customer. He bothered me so much to buy a damn t-shirt. And I finally did. And we had no idea that we would obviously end up together. It was just, at that time, we only were talking through social media. And so, when we got together, I was like, I want to start a boutique. But then I was like, wait, you have a brand, Wake. And he was not doing it at the time. So he did it for a little bit, and then he closed it down.
Yeah.
And
he kind of shared that with me in Houston, how he kind of, I don't know if this is the situation, but that he got his Instagram stolen or hacked or something, and then
his Facebook.
he lost inspiration for a while, and then finally got back into it.
Yeah. Yeah, so when we met, he wasn't doing any of that at the time.
Okay.
And so we were together, and one night he was working, because he would work 7 days a week overnight.
Oh, wow.
And and I was at home, and I was like, oh my gosh, we need to start Wake. And I like sent him this whole freaking book, and I was like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what, actually, and then the next day we literally got it started, and the rest is history.
That is so
Yeah.
awesome. So like, it was like a plus and minus sign coming together. Just that's so
Literally.
awesome.
And
I love that.
we encouraged each other. Yeah.
I 100% saw that the first time that I met you and Tyler. You guys were just bouncing off of each other. It was just like it's so amazing. And at the fashion show, it was, oh my gosh, the fashion show was, that was, I believe, the very first fashion show I had ever been to. And it was such a big moment for me. I truly, I loved every little bit of it. The dancing, the nature, the entire vibe. You could really feel the
Find your
emotion.
light again. Yeah, because I think too, like, when we go through hard shit, as I'm currently experiencing it right now,
Yeah.
you're always gonna find the light again. Like, your life isn't over, your journey isn't over, and that's what that fashion show was. Like, you will find light again. Like, God has a way and God has a plan for you.
Yeah.
And even when it doesn't feel like it, when it feels really messy and chaotic, find the light.
Yeah.
And you will find it. You will find it. Yeah.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
That truly is.
Yeah. How that fashion show fly.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you ever do it again, maybe? Or
I don't know. That was really.
it kind of seemed like a lot.
It was a lot. I was. The people that were a part of it, they know I was. Oh, and two is not only that. I think there's like everybody's like energy on you. You feel that, and so like when you're. And I'm sure the models even felt that too. Like when all that energy is on you, it's like, holy shit! Like it's everybody, and it's like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's like you can't fuck up. You gotta make sure that it's good.
No, as a model, no, you're
working
good.
on it.
You're good. As a model, I completely understand that feeling, and I can only imagine how they were feeling backstage.
Exactly. The models, you're a model, and you have to bring that mood and that energy, and like the tension's on you when you walk in that runway. You gotta
be on top of it.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
Maybe in the future.
Hopefully, I think it would be lovely. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Oh, thank you. I'm so curious about your style today. What has inspired you for your style today? Because I have not seen anybody dress like you, and I love it. I love it.
Don't gas me up. Don't gas me up.
I'll gas you up any day, girl. No, I just love it.
It's just like,
like, where did it? Was it just like, I'm Mona and I'm gonna show it? Like,
maybe.
Like that's.
So honestly, I get a lot of my inspiration from the one and only Rihanna.
Oh yes,
I love her style, and so I'm really getting a lot of inspiration from her. But yeah, I don't know. How I'm feeling. I just go in my closet and I'm like, this looks good, that looks good. Let's put it together.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. So then, I guess another way to put it would be like, who would you say influenced you to become the person you are today?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah. Think about it.
Oh wow, that's really big.
Cool. And I'm more than positive it's gonna be more than just one person.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man. I want to say my husband for sure.
Yeah.
Has really helped me um,
Mhm.
become as confident as I am. Because growing up, I never had a lot of confidence, honestly. I didn't have anyone like, because I think every girl, young girl, needs someone to help her with her self-esteem.
Oh, yeah.
I really think so. But when you don't have that,
Mhm.
you know, I think that's when a lot of trouble happens.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So
Mhm.
definitely my tie bear.
Yeah. Oh, I can definitely. That was no question about that.
Definitely. I think we
like,
both helped each
yeah.
other a lot. I've helped him be more open because he's always the type of person. He's like, I want to be behind the scenes, and I'm like, no, you need to shine. Like, get it.
That is one thing I super duper noticed at the fashion show, and I want to point out how great of a wife you are, because I noticed how Tyler was trying to shy away the entire time, but you would always you would be right there holding his hand, and when the spotlight got put on him, you could see how nervous he was. But then whenever you were right there reassuring him, it was just it was like he got back up on his horse and was like, I'm gonna,
He honestly, he likes to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He really does. And so, but no, he's helped me in a lot of ways too. So definitely him.
same. Yeah,
And
gosh, I don't. You guys just seem to bounce off each
yeah,
other.
I'm like, honestly, I've really like him and I both really have flourished with each other. Like, we've helped each other so much, and I think that's.
Would you say your kids are also inspiration?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I like to honestly I should say this. My kids are a big, obviously, like they're with me all the time. But when it comes to my career, I do like to keep them a lot more secret and sacred.
I personally
when it comes to my
respect that
children,
so much.
Unless I like to show them on my stories and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a really big inspiration for me. Should they keep me going every day?
That's so-
Otherwise,
yeah.
I would be in bed, depressed. But I know I got 3 kids, you know.
You can see, in my opinion, I could be wrong, correct me, but Aaliyah seems to really be your number one rock.
Yes.
You two are just.
She is my best friend.
Yeah,
That's who I be hanging out with. Okay?
Oh my god! Every time I see her on your TikTok, on your Instagram story, everything,
personality too, and I love it. And it's so she's like, Mom, can we do TikToks? Can we do this? And I'm always like, yeah, right now, no, but eventually. She's fun. She's really fun. And
I love
she's
that.
into fashion and beauty and what do you want to be when I grow up, or what do you want to be when you grow up? And she's always, I want to be a fashion designer. And I'm like,
I love that.
I love you.
Oh,
yeah, she's but me and Aaliyah, we've grown up, with each other.
Yeah.
I had her when I was 16. So
Wow.
yeah, we've grown up with each other.
Yeah. With Aaliyah's dad, with that whole scenario, I was just wondering, how has that affected your past and your current present?
Yeah. Oh, that it's a really loaded question too.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So Pedro, which is Aaliyah and Raiden's dad.
Pedro? Okay.
Yeah, his name was Pedro. He was my first love. I met him when I was 14. And he was 2 years older than me, so he was 16 at the time. And we met at a quinceañera.
Aww.
Yeah. And it was funny. I'll give you a little backstory, and then we can lead up, to what happened.
I love it.
But yeah, we met at a quinceañera, and it was funny. I did not want to dance with him. I wanted to dance with his friend. But the
That's
friend
usually how it always starts.
literally, but the friend that I was with, she was like, no, I want to dance with him, so you're going to have to dance with him, with Pedro. And I'm like, no, but I want that,
Yeah.
And so, of course, she got what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was such young love. I fell in love that night. He taught me how to, dance bachata, and We were dancing all night, and
Oh,
it
that is so
literally, it was like in a
beautiful.
movie, honestly. And
That's what I'm imagining right
no,
now. My
literally,
head
and
is
my
just too
dad was
young.
there, and it was funny because my dad was there.
Oh.
Because, you know, the whole family's out of Quinceañera, right?
Yeah.
My dad, my stepmom was there, and when we were dancing, I was like, I gotta look over here. I can't let my dad see you touch, you know, my waist. Like, so
Yeah.
I'd be like looking. And so a year later, I got pregnant, or like 2 years. I don't, yeah, because I turned like 16, because I found out I was pregnant with Aaliyah when I was like 15,
Ooh.
but I was turning 16 like that next week, so pretty
Oh.
much 16.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I got pregnant, and at this time I moved back with my mom
Oh, okay.
here in South Dakota in Redfield. And so during that time, Pedro would come and visit me, because at this time he was 18. And,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's
So,
good.
yeah, and so...
And he wanted to be involved is just so sweet.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
so sweet.
so we were, you know...
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really toxic, young toxic love, you know how that is.
Yeah.
But, so I got pregnant when he was obviously visiting me and stuff, and that was a whole thing. I don't want to go into too much detail about that. I don't know how much time we have. It'd be
It's all
hours.
good.
But my mom was like, you made the choice to get pregnant, so you're either, you know, like, you're gonna have to do adult things, you
Right.
know? And so I chose, obviously, the path to keep Aaliyah.
That's good.
And yeah, and I chose to keep her, and me and Pedro chose to move in with each other.
That's good.
And that was wow. Like we were on definitely cloud nine, you know,
Mhm.
just young love, freaking. I was what, 16, he was 18. You're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, we're really living with each other.
It's
Like,
a rush.
and our first,
Yeah.
yes, our first apartment was so bad. We lived in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of patches in the story, guys, but
No
we
worries.
moved to Aberdeen, South Dakota, me and him. Our apartment was probably like this big. It was like a studio
Oh,
apartment.
yeah, that's decently
Yes,
sized.
and when we moved in, they did not clean it, so it was disgusting. Like it looked like an abandonment, like apartment. Like it was nasty. Like there was
What?
garbage all over. We had it like, you know.
You must have gotten a good price for it.
Oh yeah, it was like $300 a month, which what a 16-year-old can only afford. I couldn't even work full time.
Right.
$300, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
got Ashley furniture.
That's a deal. That's a
Literally,
deal.
It was like 350. So, that was like our first. Oh my God, it was so bad. There was, oh my God. But anyway, we made it work. We made it home for a
That's
little
good.
bit, and
Good.
as you can imagine, like that was my first love. He was young. Of course, there was a lot of cheating, a lot of young. What do you
Back
think?
and
You
forth
know,
stuff.
You
Yeah.
know how it is when
Yeah.
you're a teenager, and yeah. And so, but I was always chasing him, and I was always chasing him. That's one thing with Pedro. Like I just could not. Always chasing him. But fast forward, and I'm not sharing the whole story. But fast
Understandably.
forward up to 19. At this point, you know what? 3 years have passed. We're now in Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we moved there, and at that time I was working at a daycare, and just barely making it. And fast forward a little bit, me and Pedro got back together. We moved to Halstead, Minnesota. I got pregnant again with Brayden. He was working with the railroad, BNSF. So, yeah, he did a really good job. He was so fortunate, and he would travel all the time. And so it was me, him, and Aaliyah. And I was pregnant, and we would travel with him sometimes, but I would just vlog. I love vlogging.
That has to make us some good content.
Yeah,
honestly, traveling and
yeah,
with the kids, and family. I support it. Yeah.
And I just have always, I don't know, ever since when I was like 14 years old, I've always wanted to vlog and be a content creator. I've always had that vision for myself
Yeah.
as well. And yeah, so around that time I was vlogging and stuff. Pedro, he was an adrenaline junkie. Adrenaline junkie. Oh my God, that man obviously did some crazy ass stuff, honestly. He saw me vlogging, and of course he was like, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I'm like, okay, what do you want, your YouTube channel to be? And he wanted it to be, have you ever watched like Jackass?
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah. So he was into that type of stuff. And so, he convinced me to do a stupid stunt. A stupid stunt with him. And it took a lot of convincing. It was like it was like an everyday thing, and I kept telling him no, not that. And I'm not, there's so much to the story. Like, if I really wanted to, it'd be hours and hours.
Right.
But long story short, I really looked at Pedro as God. Around that time, I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. I didn't. I always turned men into idols for me.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this before, so and so with Pedro, I looked at him as, my God, okay, I will do anything. Like, girl, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and make him breakfast before work. Like, I was very, I've always been very submissive.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And as your first love, and given you literally had a child with him, like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. And one thing about Pedro,
Yeah.
if you know him, he is so convincing. He was like the type of guy, you know when Pedro's in the room, all eyes are on that man. Like, he had the looks, he was very charismatic, he just, an attention, like, people were drawn to him, and he was very convincing type of person. And he convinced me to do a stunt for his YouTube channel, and that was going to be the introduction of his YouTube, and unfortunately it ended in him passing away. I've come to terms with my past. For a while it was not fun at all.
Well,
very, very dark and angry and bitter. And there are still moments. It's actually his birthday today. He would have been 30 years old today. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Yeah, he would have been 30. Yeah. And so, man, it happened in June 2017. I had Raiden in September. So, yeah, like 3 months after. Yeah. So it was very, very hard. I did extensive therapy, trauma therapy.
That's very
and around that time, that's actually when me and Tyler connected.
Wow.
Yeah, Tyler actually reached out to me. We were friends prior.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we were friends prior, but after me and Pedro's incident, it obviously went viral, and it was all over the media, and Tyler saw it, and I actually still have the text message. I read it all the time because it's so fitting, honestly, for right now, too. It's so crazy, but he wrote me this long paragraph, and he was just like, I love you, Mona, like, no matter what happened to us in the past, because there's the bad stuff there. Yeah. We had a little thing for each other when me and Pedro weren't together, okay, guys? But he's like, I love you, and I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I would never shed light on a situation. What people are doing to you is not okay. And it's so crazy because,
how situations.
Yeah, literally. And, yeah, Ty was there for me.
That's so good.
Yeah. But it was really, really hard. I think just the shame that I felt, like, how stupid could I be to even believe someone? Like, I look back and I'm still like, how stupid were you? Just a naive, dumb little girl.
Yeah.
And I fell for it, and it just...
that sounds like a very manipulative situation.
It was, yeah. I felt, of course, like, I wanted to hide. I wanted to, like I said, I did not want to be here at all. all. I had no confidence whatsoever. And now that I look, I'm like, again, it's a part of my story. And if I can help someone else, especially a young woman
Yeah.
who is madly in love, just not to put your all into a man. And I tell my daughter this all the time. I'm like, Aaliyah, don't focus on boys. Like, don't. Like, focus on yourself. Make sure you are good, and never, like, don't put your identity into a man. Don't do it. It's not worth it, and it will never ever work out. It will never work out putting your identity into your man. Put your identity into Christ, you know. And I always tell her that, and that's just a part of the story, you know.
Yeah. I really like how you look at it today. You know, because earlier when I asked you if this was okay to talk about, and you had told me about how you actually share the story at Roosevelt, and you know, you take the story and you use it with power. You know, I really appreciate and respect you for that.
Yeah,
A lot,
thank you.
you know,
Such
rather than because like, you know, there are things that people have done that like and you know, like they just take it and like they just put themselves to shame and they hide it, and it's like you could do so much more than that.
Literally,
You know,
and that's how I look at it too, girl. It's like I could have gone down two ways. I could have gone down a really wrong path after that,
Right.
and I would have been done with. But I knew right then and there, I was like, ooh, like I need to change my life around. Otherwise, like I have to. I have two kids. Like at the time, like I have two babies. You know, like at the time I couldn't take care of them, and I just, man, I pushed through that.
yeah.
I really pushed through that. Yeah.
I know a lot of women that have taken that second path.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why I look at you today and I'm just like, I respect you so much. Is that had to have been hard.
And it
You
still
know,
is. There are still. I'm not about to sit here. I don't know. Like there's still days when it comes to Pedro. Like today. You know,
I was
like
gonna say, I just
having
imagine
to,
today
like,
is not.
damn, you know, and like, like I wonder what life would have been. You know, and
You
just
know.
just sadness. But you gotta keep pushing. You know.
Right.
It's life, like honestly, you know, it's life. Like life happens, and
We can't let it bring you
you
down.
gotta make
you
the
know?
best out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we've kind of talked about a lot.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe to just kind of close everything. If you'd like, you're more than welcome. If you don't want to, we can just end it here. But if you wanted to just maybe clear the air, maybe share some words about the Tyler situation.
I will say, I know a lot of people have been wondering why I'm not on social media, why I'm not sharing a
Which,
lot.
in my opinion, is a stupid question.
Exactly,
but
yeah. And I think, and I really just want to say, this is my real life. This is my real pain. I'm not thinking about social media. I'm not thinking about I'm not thinking about that, you know, like behind the scenes, I'm doing all that I can to locate my husband, and just because I'm not plastering it on social media every day does not mean I'm not doing anything. And when I really just want to know the truth myself, where my husband's at, right? I don't have the answers. I'm not God, and I'm only human, and if I had answers, I would be on social media sharing, but I don't have answers, and this is my real life, this is my real pain, this is my children's life, and for the people who are on social media making a show out of it, it's very, very disturbing and disgusting and quite scary. Very, very scary. And I would just appreciate it to allow me and my family to heal in peace. And yes, I say heal because at the end of the day, life does move forward. It's not that I'm moving on.
Okay.
I have to move forward for my kids. I have 3 children at home that need me. And like I said, just because I'm not plastering, this is what I'm talking with the detective, or this is what, like,
Yeah.
that's none of your guys' business until I know where my husband is at. And I believe he's alive somewhere, and until he's found, that's that. That's that, and I don't have to defend myself anymore. But the people that who know Tyler and I and our love, that's all that matters, and our children. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on.
yeah.
You were just so insightful, and I loved everything you had to say.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Love
Just
that.
a good conversation,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you for being open
I feel
to doing this.
yeah. Like I said, it could have been hours, guys, but I was like, I'm not about to do that.
No, that's
Right?
like understandable.
Like,
Yeah.
We'll do a part 2.
I know, that's another time. That's what if y'all want to get deep, dude. But